My name is Matt.
I'm Keith.
And this is Kate.
Finally, the last one.
Of the year, just of the year. We have a whole new year ahead of us, a whole new spread of podcasts. Keith, are you excited for 2025?
Oh, yeah.
Did you start saying no?
I said, oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said no, yeah. How do you feel like this year for our podcast went?
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised we did so many.
This is episode 15.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Did you enjoy it more than you thought you would?
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Yes. There were definitely days where I did not want to do it.
But you stuck through.
Like today.
I know, but this is a perfect day to record an episode.
It's hot in here.
It is a little warm. I can leave if that will help.
It won't. I'll go turn off the heater.
No, we recorded 15 episodes, and I remember you saying doing one a month, so that would have been 12, so it was 3 more than what you were thinking. Ugh. You put out a lot of stuff, and you stuck by me every step of the way. Okay, Keith, before we go into what our viewers' favorite moments.
Oh, do you already know?
Yo, I got the scores right here.
All 7 of the votes.
We got, so your sister voted twice. And then you voted once, and then so technically it would be 9. Because I also did a test run. So we got 9 responses to our survey. But that's like, I mean, you know, it's not too bad. Before we go through what our responses were, what was your favorite moment of the podcast?
What were the choices?
Just in general, what was your favorite moment from your recollection of your memory? What was your favorite moment?
I really don't. I have to like look back.
You don't have like a favorite moment, like this moment sticks out in my mind. I really liked this moment.
Not really. I'm just remembering like things that we voted on, like the jokes and your costumes. So yeah, I don't really have anything.
My favorite moment of the podcast was when I got you to dress up as Bert from Sesame Street.
Okay.
Okay, Keith, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so first question, why are you looking at the camera like that?
I was looking at your pins.
Oh. Okay, first question. What was Matt's best costume? The nominees were Ernie, Ruth Langmore, the Olympic torch, or a ghost. What? I would say all top tier costumes. All top. They were that. They were all really good,
except the ghost.
The ghost was good too. The ghost
in
was
a
good.
Stupid kind of way.
No, in like a serious kind of way. That was a good ghost. Okay, Keith, what do you think won?
I mean, I think Ruth should have won, but I don't know which one did.
I just now realized that a ghost got no votes. No one voted for a ghost. So I think that is rigged.
I think that tells you something.
I think a ghost should have won. It was a tie between the Olympic torch and Ernie.
That's dumb.
I'm just glad people also liked my Olympic torch because that one
I mean, it was funny.
It was really good too.
But I thought the Ruth one was like good.
I will just say the Olympic torch was pretty good. That was
next.
You're like, this should be a short episode. Not if I have anything to say about it. Okay, question number 2 was, what was our best argument? The options were, who really designed the logo?
And we got this nice little screen behind us that has our logo on it. What do you think of this, Keith?
I like it.
You do?
Yeah, those colors are great.
Would you like to say who designed it?
I said the colors are great.
I know, but who designed it?
I don't know. It's probably some stock thing off of some website. You didn't freehand it.
I mean, I like put the elements together. I did.
The fact that you said it was your idea for us to dress up for our Halloween episode. This has been in the works for a while.
A little while.
It has. How long has it been in the works for?
I don't know. I mean, it's fairly early on.
Mm-hmm.
But I convinced you to do a Halloween episode because you weren't going to do a Halloween episode.
What are you talking about?
You don't remember that?
I was.
I said a Halloween special. And you were just going to do a normal podcast.
That. Yes, me.
Boring.
Which was also not true.
Okay.
It was my idea.
Okay.
What makes something a spoiler? And at night, these creatures come out.
Spoiler.
That's literally before the theme song. Before the theme song.
That is. I'm just saying.
I do not think it's a spoiler.
It is because
No.
you're giving away something that happens that you didn't know was going to happen.
Then you can't talk about the show at all. You can't talk about the show at all. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I said all trailers are spoilers.
Yes, and I don't think that's true.
It is.
And someone breaking in because you said
That one's pretty funny.
You said someone couldn't break in if it was 7:00.
I did not say that.
That was pretty much
Replay it.
That was if I'm in the bathroom and I don't hear you come in. Maybe you were able to break in and I didn't hear you come in. You're the one that doesn't.
Maybe I was able to bust down the door without you hearing it because
I
our
don't-
house is so large.
Maybe you've slid
You were on
open
the
the
west
window.
wing.
Maybe you've slid open. You're telling me that you don't think people can break into houses quietly. Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
If they're able to pick a lock.
Okay,
probably.
okay. So you've just proved yourself wrong.
Let's talk about the likelihood.
That a
Especially,
robber who's
especially,
breaking into a
timing.
house. What do you mean timing?
Like, oh, it's 7:15. Keith got off at 7.
Oh, it's 7:15. A robber can't break in right now.
That's why I said the likelihood of it.
Really? What is the likelihood? Give me a statistic.
Okay, we're off
Give
track.
me no, because you're like, oh, the likelihood. You don't know the likelihood.
I don't think it was really an argument. I think it's me pointing out how unlikely it would be for someone to be breaking in at the exact same time I'd be getting home from work.
And will you say how likely? So what are the stats on that? Because when someone says how likely or not very likely, they need statistics to back that up.
Okay, I'll remember that. I don't want to ever hear you use that phrase again without statistics.
I stand by it. You don't know the likelihood of someone breaking in.
What would be more likely? Someone breaking in at the same time I get here or at a different time?
I mean, if they were an intelligent robber, they would be staking out the house and know what time that you get here.
Exactly.
But that was not your point was not, oh, they're going to see me break in. It's going to defer them because it doesn't matter what the robber is seeing.
We're going to be at the front door together.
I am saying I don't know when you are getting home. The whole argument was not whether or not a robber is breaking in at that time.
Seems like that's the best one,
argument
then.
is okay. The winner was dressing up was Keith's idea. Which of the arguments are you? So you have to choose one. Which of the arguments are you going to say you were wrong with?
I'll say the closest one to me being wrong is the logo thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Where you say closest one.
Because no matter like how like many pieces you pulled from things and just like colored it or whatever, technically you still designed it.
I sense a twinge of sarcasm in that. There's like, and I'm not sure which part is the sarcastic part, which I almost think is sadder. But I'll take it. I'll take what I
was
can
being
get.
honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that doesn't mean there's not a twinge of sarcasm in there. Question number 3. What were your best insults?
My favorite's the rodeo clown. That one was pretty good.
Okay, the options were, what do I, being me, what do I bring to the relationship? You said my baggage.
What are some things that you feel like I bring to the relationship that is challenging at times?
Let's see. How many? That was pretty good too.
Option number 2 was when I said I wanted to be an art therapist, and you said the closest I ever got was going to therapy.
I remember I wanted to be like an art therapist in like 9th grade, 10th grade or so. Why are you smiling when I say that?
Say the closest you got to that was seeing a therapist.
You like that one too?
They're all really good.
Number 3 was when you said I look like Gargamel.
Honestly, if I was going to be anyone in the Smurfs, I'd want to be Gargamel. That
I mean, I
guy
feel like
is
you
fun.
kind of already look like him.
What do you mean?
I just think you have that look of Gargamel.
That is like, what do you... Do you know what Gargamel looks like?
Yes.
Okay.
If you just put a little bald spot on your head.
That's mean.
Number 4 was when you said me dressing up like the Olympic torch was the most offensive thing you've seen with the Olympics.
Out of all the things I've seen from the Olympics so far, this has to be the most offensive.
Number 5 was whenever I asked you if today was out of this world, and you said that you were questioning your reality when I was dressed up like a ghost.
Have you ever had any supernatural experiences?
No.
Nothing?
Other than today.
Is today out of this world?
Mm-hmm. Makes me question my reality.
What do you, Keith?
He gave a lot of options there.
Because you insulted me a lot.
And they're all pretty good.
And then number 6 was when you said I dressed up like a rodeo clown. What are we dressed up as for our Halloween episode?
Well, Matt is a rodeo clown.
I am not a rodeo clown. This does not look like a rodeo clown. What do you think the winner was? When you said that I look like Gargamel.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I can see that.
The second place was you saying that I looked like a rodeo clown.
That one's pretty good.
So,
We'll see what 2025 brings.
are you agreeing to do the podcast with me again?
I'm pretty sure that I have to.
You do not have to do the podcast.
Okay.
Do you enjoy doing the podcast?
Well, folks, it's been fun.
You enjoy doing you like the attention you get from the podcast. You love when people are like, oh, Keith, you're so funny. You sound so good on a microphone. Your voice is so soothing. It helps me go to sleep.
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
They might say that. Okay, my best story. What was the best story I told on the podcast? Okay, so we have the time I had a scary trick-or-treating experience when that guy asked if we wanted any pizza. That one was scary. Okay, so me and my family, we were over at my Aunt Judy and Uncle Mike's house. Okay, so we would go over there and we would like trick-or-treat sometimes because they were like in a neighborhood with like a lot of people. Okay, so we go over to their house and I was like probably like 6 or 7. And me, my Aunt Judy, and my mom were walking around the neighborhood. Okay, we are about to walk up to a house, and we're like walking up to the house. We're like halfway up to the house, and in the street, this car pulls up. Okay, lights are off inside the car. The guy rolls down the window, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys want some pizza?" Or you could just hear his voice of, "Hey, do you guys want some pizza?" And we're like, "What?" No. We're
Pizza is like when people say, hey, do you want some candy? That's what pizza is for Matt.
No, it was just scary. The time I taught myself to say my name backwards. I think it was in like 5th grade. I learned how to say my name backwards. So you can't just like pronounce your name backwards. You have to actually say the sounds backwards. So my name backwards is Namdret Watam. And you have to like
do that inflection, and it will sound better whenever you play it back.
That one's pretty good. Named what, Tom? I think that's the best part about that story is just like me doing the inflection of speaking backwards. Have I done the inflection for you without actually saying Keith Curran? It sounds like I'm saying your name back. Yes,
It's not.
Have you ever seen that episode of Twin Peaks where that guy is speaking backwards? Because that is how he sounds. Do you know how someone sounds when they speak backwards? Excluding me. 407 years ago. That's how it sounds when you're speaking backwards. Because what? That is how that sounds. I don't know why you're laughing when that is how that sounds. Sound off in the comments if that is how it sounds when someone's speaking backwards. Matthew Erdman. The time I got hit by a car from the school, there was like this little crosswalk. We were walking across and the parking lot was right there. It was probably like 10 feet or so. And this car was speeding. They slam on their brakes. The car taps into me and my friend Casey. So I know when you say got hit by a car, you're thinking, oh, crazy. But I will say I got hit by a car because the car was moving and it moved into me. Or the time I almost passed out when I went to a concert.
What about like a
More like Jars of Clay.
Jars of
something
Clay
like
is
that.
good. It's a good name too.
That was the first
Jars of
concert I
Clay.
went to as
Really?
well. Yeah.
First concert I went to, I almost passed out because my knees were locked. I got really sick.
You don't even remember that one, do you?
Nope.
You don't remember any of these, do you?
Sort of.
Which one is your favorite story? You really don't know. You don't have a favorite. What is your favorite out of the four of those?
What are the choices?
The choices are...
Not the scary time thing.
That one was a pretty good story.
I mean, in the sense of like ridiculous, yes.
That is not... That is a terrifying thing. Okay? So, scary trick-or-treating experience. The time I taught myself to say my name backwards. The time I got hit by a car. Or the time I almost passed out.
I'm gonna go with the scary story one, the first one.
Really?
Just because like you led into it like if something really scary was gonna happen and like creepy.
I love how you are still finding a way to insult me. You're like, you led into it like it was going to be scary.
Well, I thought it was gonna be like some like really creepy.
A random stranger.
What town was this at?
Midwest City.
Okay, I can see that being a little creepy.
It doesn't matter where.
Yes,
if
it does.
No, because if you're on
Because
just
if it's a
regular
small town and you're from there, the person might have recognized you or known you. They could have
And
been from your church.
So the first thing they're going to say to you with their lights off in their car where you can't see them is, do you want some pizza? That is scary. I'm going to do that to you one day.
As Matt eats the pizza.
The one that won was the time I taught myself to say my name backwards. Or as I like to say it, the time I taught myself to say my name backwards. Okay. Keith, final question. Do you know what the final question was?
I don't remember.
The final question was, who was the best guest appearance? Okay, now listen. You told me at the beginning of the year, whenever you pulled out of nowhere that Julia Roberts was your favorite actress, I asked you, I was like, oh, do you think Julia Roberts will win the award at the end of the year for our best guest appearance? And you said no. So now it's time to find out if she did win it.
What were the options?
So the options we had were Julia Roberts, of course, Julia Fiona Roberts, Roberts, comma Julia, And Julia Roberts, known for her leading roles in films encompassing a variety of genres, including an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award, and 3 Golden Globe Awards. So who do you think won? You didn't have to guess. It was Julia Roberts, known for her leading roles in films encompassing a variety of genres.
I wish everyone would have just left that one blank.
Couldn't do it because it was required. You couldn't submit the survey without voting for that one.
So you're saying all of this was skewed?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they had 4 options, 4 different options. Let me tell you, 4 different options. And they chose the one they thought was the best guest appearance. So now you have to admit, Keith, were you wrong in saying Julia Roberts would not win the award for best guest appearance?
No.
Yeah. I just told you who won. Julia Roberts won, so you were wrong.
She's also the worst.
She still won.
Next question.
That was our last question. There's only 5 questions. What is going into next year, looking at the podcast, what is something you want to achieve? Sky's the limit. It can be anything.
I mean, I don't have anything. Like, I'm just doing a podcast. Like, I don't have like a goal with it. I'm just doing it.
Okay.
So I don't have like anything to be like, oh, I wish this. Another thing, oh, if it really picked up and people really enjoyed it, that'd be cool. But it's not like a necessity for me. It's not something where I'm like, oh, I really need this to happen, or that I really want it to happen.
How many episodes do you want to film next year?
12.
Keith, we already
6.
What do you mean 6? That would not be fun. We got to at least meet what we're doing this year. Maybe even surpass it a little bit.
Oh, I don't know. It's a lot.
I can't think of anything else.
That's it.
Well,
It's a wrap.
on 2024,
See you next year.
I'm excited for the podcast next year. I have ideas in my head of like a new little setup. We've got a new thumbnail picture coming.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Thank goodness.
I think next year we're going to take it up a notch and it's going to be good. And I am very excited. I'm excited for what the new year is going to bring. I'm excited for another year with you.
I think we need some good topics.
I think we'll get some good topics. I think we have plenty of time to plan. I think we take a little break for a couple of months, get stuff figured out, set up, and then come back a swinging. Make it a little bit more efficient. I think if it was more efficient, I think that it will be easier to record, easier to edit. Oh, well, make sure to subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow us on whatever platform you're listening to this on. And if you're watching this, you got to see Keith flex his muscle. Okay, check us out on Instagram, wherever you want. If there's a social media platform you're on that you're the only person who's on it, let us know. We'll join it.
Matt will join it. And thank you guys for listening, watching, and supporting us.
Yes.
2025 monetarily.
Oh, yeah. Get some ads in there.
We're going to create a Venmo and Cash App for MMMK.
Okay, Keith, before we go, who do you think, we're speaking it into existence, who do you think our first ever sponsor will be? Ooh, I'd love if it was like some food.
No. I'd rather, can we get a gym sponsor or something?